Okay, so if you're watching this video, it's a snow day. And we're going to do this because I don't want to overload you with homework this weekend. So take out this writing inequalities practice. There's some graphs on the back and this little green thing here. So the first thing I want you to do, you got to go find a pair of scissors and I want you to cut this out. So if you need to pause the video to cut this out, you can do that. All right, so I've cut mine out. So you're going to flip it over and fold on the solid line. And we're going to take out some notes. So take your notes out and you're going to open up to a new page and you're going to put writing inequalities. We're going to put this guy maybe like this. Let's have this face up. I think that'll be good. So actually, no, flip it around. I want it like this, greater than or equal. I want that on top. You could do whatever you want, actually, but that's how I'm going to do mine. I will end up gluing this down, but before I glue it down, I'm going to write on the inside, and you guys can follow along. I want you to write, this is what you're going to be able to do. I can write and graph the solution set, because maybe you remember from 6th grade that when you solve inequalities, it's a solution set of an inequality in the context of the problem. But before we solve anything or graph anything, let's just do a quick review. All right, greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to. So we know x is going to be greater than or equal to some number. Let's just say a. This is just some number. Some number. Any number. It could be 5, 10, 2.6. And greater than or equal to, if we graphed it on a number line, it's a filled in dot because it has to be equal to whatever that is and all the numbers greater than that because it's a set of numbers. And we're going to do some together. So let's just think about that for right now. On the bottom, upside down, less than or equal to. So very similarly, x is less than or equal to some number, let's say a. So it's going to be that number and the number's less than it. So it would look like that on a number line. Greater than, x is greater than some number. This time it's an open circle because it's not equal to, and less than. Open circle, less than. So if you want to, you can pause the video and glue that down. It's kind of cute in your notes, right? You guys think that's cute? So let's do some together. Let's try some together. Let's do some examples at the bottom here. All right. We'll say, let's say Callie added 6 seashells to her collection, which is no more than 40 seashells. So what that means is Callie added 6 seashells to her collection. Maybe we'll use X for collection. So she's got a collection of seashells. and then she added 6 to it, so plus 6. However, it's no more than 40. This stuff, this whatever this is, has to be less than or equal to 40 because it's no more than 40. Could be 40, but it's no more than 40. And we're not even going to solve it. We're just going to write it. So we'll solve it on Monday, but let's just write it out. If we were to graph this on a graph, we know that, well, maybe we do have to solve it. Well, I think you could do this. You did this in 6th grade, so it's just review. Just like equation solving, one-step equation, x has to be less than or equal to 34. All right, so I said you didn't have to solve it, but let's solve it because I do want to graph it, which means that she has to have 34 or less seashells. So she might have 1 seashell because that's less than 34, or she might have 34 seashells. So I'm going to make a graph here. I'm going to let this be 0, and maybe we'll go 10, 20, 30. 34 might be right here. So she could have 34 seashells, so I'm going to fill it in. This is 34. Or she could have less than 34. So I draw my line to all the numbers that are less than 34, because 30 is less than 34, 20 is less than 34, 10, she could have 1. Wouldn't make sense for her to have negative seashells, but it's all these numbers less than or equal to 34. So that's what the graph would look like. All right, so we're already 7 minutes into this, and I feel like, okay, you're probably bored, and you want to look at some of the practice on this practice sheet. So take a look at this. It's very similar from the one we just did. June added 6 seashells to her collection, which is no more than 30 seashells. So no more than 30 seashells. She has some seashells. She added 6 to it. And this, whatever this is, has to be less than or equal to 30. Because it can't be more than 30. Let's look at number 2. 3 increased by the quotient of 6 and a number is greater than 15. Oh my gosh. So 3 increased by the quotient of 6 and a number is greater than 15. So we know the quotient of 6 and a number might look like that. And we increase it by 3. And this all has to be greater than 15. So look at some of these words. We have less than, greater than, 5 times the sum of a number, and 6 is at least, so it's probably less than or equal to. More than, so it's probably more than or equal to, or maybe it's just more than. Its allowance is more than, yeah. And 15 divided by number exceeds. So you can start thinking about those words and what they mean with these inequality signs. And you can try some of these problems and pause the video. We can come back to it and look at it when you guys come back to school. Let's flip it over. All right, I don't want to make this longer than 10 minutes. So looking at this graph, we know that the numbers are all greater than or equal to 7. Try this one on your own. Oh, was I not showing it? There it is. 7. And all these numbers are greater than. X could be 8, could be 9, could be 10. They all have to be greater than 7. Let's look at 3. Y, maybe I'll say this is negative 4. It's an open circle because it can't be equal to 4. Y is greater than 4. So negative 3 is greater than Negative 2 is greater than, but not negative 5. That's less than. It's like it's getting colder out. All right, so try some of these on your own, and we'll talk about it when you get back to class. If you have any questions, you can email me. All right, thanks, guys.